Hi, this is Bill Lewis. I'm sitting here with Richard Jenkins at Jenkins Electric. Richard's been in business for 19 years and he's a local electrician. Been doing this a long time. I use him on a lot of our projects. And we're going to talk today about some of the things that can go wrong with electrical systems, what home inspectors are looking for, and we're just going to go from there. So, hi, Richard.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Hey, the
Glad-
first thing we want to talk to you about today here is something that we see on a lot of these houses is the electrical panels themselves. The home inspectors are dinging them. The insurance companies won't insure them. Can you give us some insight on that?
Absolutely. The home inspectors and the insurance companies are looking for Federal Pacific breaker boxes and Zinsco Sylvania. There's a couple others that they're really not real happy with, but those are the two the breaker boxes that are uninsurable.
Okay.
You might find an insurance company that will insure those panels, but it's at a higher premium. But I haven't seen or known of an insurance company in the last few years that will insure a Federal Pacific breaker box or a Zinsco Sylvania. They're inferior products. The Federal Pacifics, there was one time I did a test of my own, and I hooked it wire up to a breaker, turned the breaker on, and put that wire right against the short circuit metal, and it sparked and blew up and welded, and it did not trip the breaker.
Oh, wow.
But
So they're a total fire hazard then.
it is, yes. Now the Zinsco Sylvanias, I haven't seen a whole lot of that, but it is on the chopping block list of insurance companies to uninsure
Okay.
due to those reasons. Shorting out, you you'd think the breaker would trip, but they don't. And then the next thing you have is ignition, and then the next thing is fire, and then people's lives are at stake. So
Okay.
you can always Google this or do a search engine of your own, and check it out and see what all the comments online say. And that's
Okay.
one of the nice things about the internet. So.
Yeah. One other thing for the panels. Some of the panels that I come across, they've got mostly copper wiring, but they'll have a couple of aluminum circuits in there.
Yes, sir.
What's
Now, right. Uh, Keep in mind, the insurance companies are pretty much calling all the shots. If they know or hear of a circuit that's run from aluminum wiring, they're usually looking for what they call a branch circuit, like from the breaker box to your electric range. I've seen a lot of those, wiring to the range in aluminum. Uh, they will mandate the homeowner to replace that with copper. Uh, Sometimes they'll let it go for an air conditioner or a range, but usually it doesn't matter what kind of aluminum wiring, Romex, they want it replaced. Aluminum inherently expands and contracts due to heat and cold, humidity and non-humidity. And so when you have a wire or like that expands and contracts over time, it loosens the connection, and then you have arcing and sizzling.
we can keep going with this. The another thing I wanted to talk about was in some of these older houses, they'll have a one GFCI in a kitchen, and there'll be three other outlets in there that are on the same circuit, but only
Yes,
one GFCI. So
right.
what's the difference between back then and now? And when you buy a house, why don't you have to bring it up to the new code in order to purchase the house?
The home inspector will be looking for a GFI near the sink. The code says within 2 feet of the sink, and then every 4 feet. The new code, hopefully I'm not going too fast.
Nope.
The new code demands that every outlet in the kitchen be GFI protected The old code, like in the 70s and the 80s, and even the 90s, the early 90s, 1993, you could run new wiring. You could, at the time, you could run wiring to the kitchen, and the ones near the sink uh, was a mandate to be GFI protected, but the ones anywhere else on the other side of the room did not was not required to be GFI protected. They are now, and the home inspectors will go in with this knowledge and ding the homeowner, the seller. And
those were the three main things that I wanted to hit on today. I really appreciate your time. I'm sure everybody else does too.
yep.
So take care, stay safe out there, and I'm sure we'll talk to you soon.
Good to see you and good to talk to you.
You bet. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.